Can these two things save my avocado tree? I certainly hope so. Look, I've been growing food for many years, and if I do say so myself, I'm good at growing plants, especially fruit and vegetables. But over the past 20 years, I've found avocados impossible to grow here. I was going to give up, but I've got one tree left, and it's gotten further than any other avocado tree has ever before. It's still showing signs of root rot disease, but I'm going to have one last try at saving it through using mycorrhizal fungi and also this organic wool mulch matting. Let's get into it. Now, before I show you how I'm going to use these products, I want to let you know that I did not get these sponsored, or I did not get these for free. I paid full price for these products. They're Australian, uniquely made products as well, and I'll tell you more about them as we start working with them on this mound. And speaking of mound, look, I've got 20 years experience in watching avocado trees die. I do know how to grow avocado trees. It's just that here on our property, root rot is prevalent in our soil, and it eventually gets into the avocado tree no matter how well you try to manage it. I have tried many things, and one of those ways that I've tried to manage it is, if you can see, look how low I am here. This soil, there's probably a good 2 meters of good organic, well-draining soil that these avocado trees have been growing in. That's the only one that's alive. This one is dead. One here died, it's been pulled out. This one here is dying and it'll get pulled out. This one here is not an avocado tree, it's actually a custard apple, and I've replaced the avocado tree that was there because, like I said, I'm almost given up on trying to grow them after all this time. So mounding up is one way. And I know some people are saying, Mark, too much organic material in the soil can make the soil anaerobic, and avocados don't like that either. Let me assure you that the soil that I got here is premium soil. It does have a whole heap of other stuff in it, not just organic matter. It's not a cheaply made garden soil. It is the real deal good soil, believe me. So the soil isn't to blame. But I do agree, if you have root rot prevalent in your area and you have clay soil, mounding up like this is a good way to go. It's your best chance. The problem is the tap roots will either eventually grow down, touch the clay soil, or find the soil where the root rot pathogen is, and it's a pathogen. A lot of people call it a root rot fungus, but it's actually a pathogen. It's more like a water mold, not a fungi, that attacks the avocado roots, and it causes the avocado roots to rot, and then the tree eventually starves and dies. I've got a confession to make. I used to think that it was the taproot that hit the clay that got all soggy, rotted, and the tree died. I've since, through research, found out that that's not necessarily the case, because you can have a highly mounded soil like this, and the avocado tree won't have a taproot that'll go down that far anyway. So it's not the taproot that's dying when it hits the clay. It's actually the top roots and the feeder roots. That shallow root system will then grow away from that good soil, if you like, and eventually find its way to where the soil is that pathogen, the root rot disease, is infested with, and then that's how the plant will eventually get it. So that's why you'll find that your avocado tree might grow quite well for a while, but then eventually that disease finds its way into the plant. Another thing that I read and I got emails about was drenching. A soil drench is a chemical, like a disinfectant, and you pour that into the soil and it kills all the pathogens in that area so that your avocado tree can survive and not get infected. And that can work very effectively. The problem is, for me, is I don't want to do that. I garden organically. I'd rather not be able to grow avocado trees than use a soil chemical. That's just me. I'm not saying it's wrong for other people to do it and for farmers to do it. That's just my principle. So how come I have so much success growing other fruit trees except for pretty much avocados? Most other trees, and let's take citrus because that's one that really thrives here, it still can get this pathogen. It's just that the pathogen attacks the citrus tree roots, but the roots are able to grow back faster and overcome the problem, keep thriving and surviving. Whereas avocados on most rootstocks, even if they are so-called resistant to root rot, there's no real such thing as total resistance. So it gets enough of that pathogen in the root zone, it's going to kill it eventually. The first thing I'm going to do is knock down these weeds and grass to give this mulch the best chance of smothering it all out. This here can go. Oh boy, I'll tell you what, I'm unfit. That's why I'm on a diet. Lose a bit of that weight. Now I'm not going to pour this green stuff straight over the ground here. I'll probably put that around the mulberry tree and just suppress the weeds and the grass around that for now. Yep, the mulberry tree will love that. Absolutely love it. Now I'm going to apply this mycorrhizal fungi, and I'm going to do it to the whole area, not just around that last remaining poor avocado tree. I know what some of you are thinking. You can grow your own mycorrhizal. Like say, if you make compost, you're going to have fungi in that, a mycorrhizal fungi, and you're going to have good fungi, but you're also going to have bad. This is specifically grown, and you can read all about it on the website if you want. I want to inoculate the soil faster than you would with normal compost or other types of things. I've tried all that and it hasn't worked. So I'm going to give this a go. The application rates are on here. I'm just going to go by my eyeball method, throw some around, and then I'm going to water it in, and then I'm going to put over the top this wool matting mulch stuff. So I didn't expect it to look like this. It's like a white ash type of consistency, powder, like talcum powder, or maybe light gypsum. No, more like ash. And I'm just gonna throw it around liberally, and I'm gonna use this whole packet for this area. Yes, it's a bit like lime, but of course it's not. Doesn't have a particular smell about it. And now I'm going to water it in. A really good water in. And at the end, once we've got this all done, what I'll do is I'll talk about exactly how this mycorrhizal fungi, now that it's activated in the soil, how that is hopefully going to help that avocado tree do much better. Now, before I put down this weed mat wool mulch, I've also got this. It's Aussie wool pellets. It's a fertiliser made from wool. I'm going to sprinkle some of that around both of these trees, the avocado, and why not do the custard apple as well. What I like about this stuff is it's a slow release fertiliser. It's not too potent either. It'll very slowly break down, a bit like the wool mat itself will slowly break down and then add value to the soil, but not go crazy and make the soil too anaerobic. It'll still break down slow enough and nicely enough to be able to keep that oxygen levels in the soil and help that avocado grow much better. They feel like little bits of wool, actually. They're like little sponges. See, and if you crush it up, it's like almost like a sheep's dag kind of thing. It has a little bit of a pongy odour, not too bad, but you know, yeah, this should be really good. And I'm just going to liberally throw this down. Like I said, it'll break down slowly underneath this weed mat and add to that soil. It's not really the growing season. We're coming into autumn and soon it'll be winter, of course. And so it's not really the growing season for avocados. I hope that this extra boost will give it what it needs to get through winter. Hopefully come spring, it'll be able to flower and maybe produce some fruit for us for the first time without sort of budding and fruiting and then the fruit dropping off because it just gets sick. Now, you know where I got this idea from? This weed mat. I searched it. I searched for it when I got back to Australia from visiting England, and specifically Wales. If you watch all my videos, you might have seen Liz Zorab, that visit I did to her property in Wales in the UK. She showed us that she was running sheep. The wool she gets from those sheep, she uses it for mulch. I thought it was a fantastic idea. And so when I got back to Australia, I Googled, you know, wool mulch, and I came up with this, and it's an idea that came from a wool grower. There she is there. And yeah, so thought I'd order some and see how it goes. And now we test it out. So I like that it's not too wide actually. So it gives you more scope for a thin place like this to be able to do several layers. Like, it's not cheap, but you might be interested in this stuff if you don't like using plastic weed mat, and who likes using that stuff, or you don't like using a fabric type of weed mat either, and you want something organic and that'll break down and add value to your soil eventually, but still suppress weeds for that time that you're growing your plants in your veggie garden. Well, this could be an option that you might like. It's quite thick. It's good value, I reckon. It's a good product. And I'll overlap these just to make sure that there's nothing going to get through those gaps. Nearly there. This is the last row, or the last length that I'm going to put on. Just make sure it overlaps that one. And what we can do is stick a brick there and then keep this going. Tuck that in a bit. Make sure that that stem or the trunk of this avocado isn't going to be sort of ringed with too much mulch. Keep the mulch away from that stem so it doesn't rot the bark or anything. But I'm pretty happy with the way this is over there. And finish it off with a few more bricks to hold it in place. Now I'm just going to add a bit of sugarcane mulch, just one bale of it for this area. And that's just going to help to give it a double layer, if you like, and pin down this first layer of wool mulch. Again, I'm going to keep it away from the base of that avocado. Make sure that it's not around the stem. And this should kill any weeds and grasses underneath and make sure they're not going to come through. And it should also create a beautiful environment for that mycorrhizal fungi underneath, which is most important to keep living and growing and multiplying. And now I'll just give that another water in, and that'll just settle everything down, wet the mulch, wet that wool, and give it all a good start. And even if we do get a little bit of wind, because it's wet, that's going to stay on. Now let me make something clear. This mycorrhizal fungi, now that it's activated, it's in the soil, the purpose isn't for it to compete or wipe out the root rot pathogen that's in the soil. That mold, it's not really a fungus. Technically it's not a fungus. People call it a root rot fungus, but it's really a water mold. It's a pathogen. It's not going to compete with it. It kind of might, but more what this mycorrhizal fungi is going to do is it's going to work with that sick avocado tree, and even though that root rot fungus is trying to attack the roots, this mycorrhizal fungi is going to help those roots absorb the minerals and the nutrients it needs and give, hopefully, that avocado tree the best chance it can to get through the attack of that pathogen and hopefully come good. And as it gets older, that avocado tree will have a better chance of surviving and then finally hopefully thriving once it gets to adulthood 4 or 5 years down the track, and it'll be able to stand up for itself, regenerate its roots, even if it is getting attacked by that pathogen. And hopefully the mycorrhizal will grow beautifully in this soil and continue to create that symbiotic relationship with the avocado tree and help it throughout its life, and hopefully until it lives into very old age and produces hundreds of fruit. Well, fingers crossed, that's what'll happen. By the way, it's a Linda avocado, grows really big avocados, and I'm really hoping I can get some fruit off it to show you, because apparently it tastes fantastic and they're nice and large. And I'd love nothing more to be able to bring that to you, a good success story on growing avocados instead of always moping about them perishing on me. Well, anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the video around because that always helps. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye for now. Cheers.